Hi guys, so I might be painting like it's 1989, but I'm sure we can improve on the video quality. There we go. So yeah, good old HeroQuest. I love this game, and yeah, there's quite a few videos out now where I've painted lots of these lovely miniatures. This is obviously when I first got them, so as you can see, yeah, unpainted, but pretty much most of these ones are painted, as well as a lot from the expansion sets. And yeah, absolutely loving how these chaps and chapesses look. They're awesome little miniatures. I say for a board game miniature, these are just, yeah, very impressive, as they are pretty much like counterpieces. So I've been painting lots of these, but obviously I've been painting them to make them look the same sort of style as their cards, as in the colours that I'm using. So yeah, these are painted to look exactly like the cards. Again guys, if you want to go and see me painting these, there are loads of videos out there. And one of those miniatures I painted was this Dread Warrior. Although, yeah, pretty easy to paint, because I say, I'm sort of like trying to duplicate how they look on the card. And this chap, yeah, didn't really have too many sort of different colours about him. So a nice simple paint job, but yeah, very effective, and obviously better than playing with, well, plain plastic figures. So obviously I was a bit late to this game. I only sort of got involved with this for the last couple of months. But obviously it first came out in good old '89. And after looking at a lot of the figures from the original set, it was like, oh yeah, I think they're pretty cool looking. So I wanted to have a go at obviously printing out and painting some of the original models. But again, I thought I'd paint them in a way that they'd look more, well, like they were painted back in '89. So the Dread Warrior I've just shown you, yeah, started out life as a Chaos Warrior. Going along to Thingiverse, although it's called Ultimaker Thingiverse now. And yeah, you'll see all the lovely files there, and they're all free, which is just absolutely amazing. So I printed mine out on the GKTWO, primed them in white, and this is what I've got. And yeah, lovely looking miniature. So primed it in white rather than doing the priming in black dry brushing, purely because, yeah, this guy I'm going to be painting as I was painting back in '89, and just using sort of blocks. Although, to be honest, I first started painting miniatures back in '83. Well, I say first. Yeah, started playing D&D back in '83. Played for about 3 years, painted a whole variety of miniatures, really poorly. Yeah, and then obviously got into work and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's fun to sort of paint something. Well, not using the slapchop method, which, as we all know, is kind of my crux, my go-to, as it's given me the well, the love of painting miniatures. So when I used to paint miniatures in block colours, yeah, they just purely were painted in block colours. Because at the time there'd have been no washes either, so definitely no speed paints, no washes, just, yeah, block colours, and then obviously doing highlights, which, well, as a kid, yeah, I didn't do. So yeah, so having fun with this. So there's only a few real colours in this, and again, I'm trying to sort of paint it so it does look pretty much like it does on the card. Not that I have one of the cards, because I don't have the original game. Yeah, I had to go have a good old Google and have a look at this character, just to sort of see, well, what he should be looking like. And he pretty much is mostly, obviously, red for the armour, got some brown on a glove, and then, yeah, a bit of grey for, well, his axe and his armour. So again, I'm not going to be using any sort of metallic paints or chrome paints, but I also can't paint non-metallic sort of metal. Although that's something I really need to try. It's something I've always wanted to have a go at doing, but some reason never quite got round to it. So yeah, maybe I need to print out a sword or a shiny knight, and yeah, have a go at doing some non-metallic metal and see how it comes out. So I'll have to admit though, when I was painting like this, I always am a little bit apprehensive, because I really don't know how he's going to look. But that's the one joy I love about the slapchop technique and using speed paints, contrast paints, dipping inks, whatever it is you may use. The results are always going to come out looking a lot better than I could do doing any kind of layering or washes or any kind of that kind of stuff. Yeah, painting with speed paints, you just know it's going to work. So painting this chap was a little bit different, but obviously one good thing you saw there, I painted something red that I shouldn't have. So when you do use sort of the normal acrylic paints, you can paint over, well, other paints really well, really easily. And I guess that's one big difference between doing this and the slapchop. With the old speed paints, yeah, you can't always put another colour over, well, another colour, because you'll get some weird results. But in this one, yeah, you can be a little bit messy, and well, when you go around for the final sort of painting touches, that's when you can obviously neaten things up and, well, try and keep things to how they should be painted. So I probably only painted about a dozen figures when I used to play D&D back in back in the early 80s. I know I have got, well, I think I found about 6 of them some time ago. And yeah, I did try and find them again now, just so I can just have a look just how bad a painter yeah, I really was. Well, I say bad, yeah, it's only in the last year or so that I've become, well, again, I wouldn't like to say a good painter, but I certainly enjoy painting. And I think that's the main thing with this hobby. As long as whatever you're doing you enjoy, then yeah, albeit, it doesn't really matter what other people say. So yeah, any negative comments about people doing slapchop painting, shouldn't do it and should do proper painting, is what I say to you. Yeah, if this sort of style of painting makes you happy, makes you want to paint miniatures, which is the big thing, then yeah, go for it. So absolutely love it. So highlights, yeah, this is something I never do. Every time I have a go at doing it, again, when I'm painting it, it's like, oh really, this doesn't look too good, because I'm not very good with doing like small neat little lines. You will get some lines very thin, some lines very fat, sometimes the paint goes thin and sometimes it goes blobby. So as you can tell, yeah, I don't really have a lot of control over the paint. It more has control over me. But yeah, just trying to do sort of highlighting on all the sort of very prominent raised areas. So I'm using an orange here over the red, just so it sort of shows up. I did have a go at getting some red and putting some white with it, thinking, oh yeah, I'll just be able to like soften the red. Obviously, totally forgot, yeah, red and white makes pink. So yeah, the pink on top didn't look right at all. But the orange, yeah, the orange looks good. And then again, for the brown, just using a lighter brown to go round, and again, try and get some sort of like edge highlighting on there, just to give this miniature, well, a bit more of a, well, I don't want to say a wow factor, unless it's wow, that's bad. But yeah, say I was kind of enjoying this, but I certainly wouldn't want to paint loads of miniatures this way. Yeah, just because it is hard work, because it is trying to work out where, obviously, to do the raised area bits. I know it's self-explanatory, it's on the raised areas, but it's still tricky for me. But yeah, good old, well, Dipping the Inks by Green Stuff World is my go-to now, just because they do all the hard work. I just slap the paint on, they do all the bits going into the nooks, crannies, crevices, all the rest of it, make a nice contrast between whatever colour it is I'm doing. But again, say I do love these miniatures though. They are so cool looking. So yeah, guys, I'm definitely gonna be doing some more sort of comparisons of the old miniatures compared to the new miniatures. And again, any of the old ones I will have a go at painting, well, like I'm doing here. So it'll definitely be a good excuse to try and do some more edge highlighting, and yeah, definitely have a go at doing the, I would say, non-metallic metal, because most of the creatures are going to have, well, a weapon of some sorts. So yeah, it'd be quite good to, well, try and get better at something that I've not really ever done. But yeah, look out for those videos coming up soon, I guess. So yeah, again, obviously to talk about non-metallic metal, yeah, this doesn't look anything like non-metallic. It's almost like the old comic book sort of style shading, I guess, if anything. But anyway, moving on from that. So now I just need to sort of make the, well, the nooks and crannies a bit darker, and I'm just going straight in with some good old black for that. So starting off with his mask, just because, well, there is like a slit there where he would be looking out. So yeah, just going to do some thin lines here. Again, this is where, well, brush control, being out to sea, sometimes makes things difficult, which is why I don't even attempt to do eyes now. The only eyes I'll ever do are Orc's eyes, because obviously a nice simple red dot will do ya. So yeah, Orc's eye is nice and good. Anything else, I do prefer things wearing helmets, or typically I paint them, and yeah, whatever it is I'm painting, they're asleep, so they got their eyelids shut. So again, yeah, trying to do some thin lines in all these, well, what would be all the nooks and crannies. Yeah, it's, I don't know what to say about it really. I say, kind of enjoyed it. Don't mind the look of how he looked when I finished him. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to paint loads of miniatures this way, just because, yeah, I wouldn't be that happy, or as happy as I am with Slapchop. Anyway, carrying on with the painting. I have to say, I'm really glad you guys don't mind me waffling sometimes, because even I wonder where I'm going when I start talking. Because obviously, again, I always say it. You can see what I'm doing on the screen. And yet, whenever I say, oh, I'll just do some videos with just music, you're like, no, talk. I want to hear what you're saying. And it's like, well, I'm just saying what you can see. Well, sometimes, obviously, then sometimes I'm just waffling about any old thing. So yeah, he's nearly done. Yeah, well, just his rivets to sort of paint here, I guess. Again, I was trying to sort of copy what I'd seen online. Yeah, as I say, overall, I'm not disappointed with how this guy looks, but it did seem to take a longer time to paint this way than obviously with speed paints. Yeah, don't know what to really say on that. Again, I will be doing the other old HeroQuest miniatures in this way. So yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments which one you might want to see me do first. I reckon there's a fair chance I'm gonna do an orc, just because, well, I love orcs, so it makes sense to do something that I love. Anyway, enough talking, enough waffling. Let's see this guy in all his glory, I guess. Oh well, here we go. This is how he looks now. And there we go. Yeah, I think he really does look like how I would have painted him back in 1989. But yeah, it's for a bit of fun. And I say, it's nice to see the comparison between obviously the old miniatures and the new ones. Yeah, I must admit, I kind of think I almost prefer the old ones, just because they seem more fun rather than the realistic looking ones. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought on the video and what you thought on the well, the painting I did, I guess, and what you want to see me do next. Okay, guys, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Watch the other video that's coming up on the screen. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.